Welcome back to my channel Celeb Buzz. Please share and subscribe and press the bell icon for new updates. Hayley Mills really hated him more than anyone else. Hayley Mills was born on April 18, 1946 in London, England. Her full name was Hayley Catherine Rose Vivian Mills. She was born right into the world of movies and shows. Her dad was Sir John Mills, a famous British actor who was really important in British movies. Her mom was Mary Hayley Bell, who wrote plays and books. Her mom's creativity and love of writing helped shape Hayley when she was little. Growing up in a family that was all about acting and arts gave her the start she needed for what would become an amazing career in movies and TV shows. Hayley's road to being famous started almost by accident. When she was just 12 years old, a movie director named J. Lee Thompson found her while she was at boarding school. Soon, she got picked to play a character named Gilly in a 1959 British crime movie called Tiger Bay. Her amazing acting next to her real dad got great reviews from critics. This showed that a fresh new talent had arrived. This first big role not only won her a BAFTA award for being the most promising new actor, but it also got Walt Disney's attention. He would soon offer her a starring role in what would become a movie that people would love forever. In 1960, Hayley Mills made a mark in movie history that would never be forgotten. She starred as Pollyanna, the always happy orphan girl in Disney's version of Pollyanna. Her bright and shining performance earned her the very first Academy Juvenile Award. This made her one of the youngest actors ever to get an Oscar. The way she played the wide-eyed, warm-hearted character made audiences of all ages love her. She became a household name almost overnight. Pollyanna's story of staying positive and strong became forever connected with Hayley's real personality, too. She was gracious, kind, and never gave up when life got hard. After Pollyanna was a huge success, Hayley Mills quickly became the face of Disney's real-person movies in the early 1960s. She starred in a bunch of movies that people loved, including The Parent Trap in 1961. In that movie, she famously played twin sisters named Susan and Sharon. They used cool split-screen tricks to make it work. Her ability to create two completely different characters was nothing short of amazing for someone who is still a teenager. The movie became an instant favorite and has stayed a family classic for many generations. Throughout the early to mid-1960s, Mills starred in hit after hit. These included In Search of the Castaways in 1962, Summer Magic in 1963, The Moonspinners in 1964, and That Darn Cat in 1965. This made her the top Disney princess of her time. Her acting was always noticed for being natural, bubbly, and charming, and having deep emotions. This set her apart from many other actors her age. While many child stars had trouble moving to adult roles, Mills handled being famous with dignity and grace. She did this even as she tried to grow beyond her early image. However, Mills wanted to grow beyond the wholesome Disney image. As she got older, she took on harder and more challenging roles in movies like The Trouble with Angels. In 1966, in that movie, she played a troublemaking Catholic schoolgirl opposite Rosalind Russell. She also did Twisted Nerve in 1968, a psychological thriller that was a bold change in the types of movies she did. These roles showed her commitment to growing as an actress. She wanted to explore her range beyond just the family movies she had done before. By the late 1960s and into the 1970s, Hayley bravely stepped away from the Disney studio system. She wanted to go after more mature and complex roles. In The Family Way in 1966, she shocked audiences by taking on her first adult role in a more serious dramatic setting. Her performance showed her growth as an actress and her desire to expand her creative horizons. She continued to take on different roles in theater, television, and movies. This proved she was not just a child star, but a versatile and seasoned performer in her own right. Hayley also faced health challenges, including a courageous battle with breast cancer in the late 2000s. She ultimately beat it with strength and optimism. These are qualities that have always defined her, both on screen and off. Ability to bounce back from hard times only made the admiration and love her fans had for her grow stronger over the decades. In the decades that followed, Mills successfully moved into stage and television work. She embraced a wide variety of roles that showed off her lasting talent. She starred in British series such as Wild at Heart from 2007 to 2012. This brought her praise from a new generation of fans. She continued to appear in West End productions too. This showed her versatility and commitment to live performance. Her long career in the entertainment industry stands as proof of her work ethic, resilience, and love for her craft. In addition to her film and stage work, Hayley Mills has written a well-received memoir called Forever Young. In it, she reflects on her journey through stardom, her family's legacy, and her personal growth. The memoir offers a thoughtful, honest, and often funny look at the life of someone who grew up in the public eye. Yet she always tried to stay grounded. In 1966, during the making of the British film The Family Way, Hayley Mills met the film's director, Roy Bolting. She had just turned 20 years old and was moving from her image as a child star to more mature, dramatic roles. Bolting was a well-known British filmmaker and producer. He was 33 years older than her, at 53 years old. He was part of the famous Bolton brothers filmmaking duo. Despite the big age difference and the chance for public criticism, the two started a romantic relationship. This soon became the focus of both media attention and industry gossip. Their connection grew deeper over time. For several years of being together, they got married in 1971. This marked the beginning of a unique and often talked about partnership in the British entertainment world. As a married couple, they lived a rather cosmopolitan lifestyle. They had homes in two notable locations: a flat in the fashionable Chelsea district of London, a neighborhood known for its bohemian flair and artistic culture, and the picturesque Cobstone Windmill. This was an iconic and historic building. Located in Ibstone, Buckinghamshire in the English countryside, Windmill would later gain more fame as a filming location for Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. It served as a romantic and unconventional home for the couple. Eventually, the Windmill was sold, possibly as part of their separation process. Their marriage produced a son, Crispian Mills, who would later go on to build a successful career in music. Crispian became best known as the lead singer, songwriter, and guitarist for the psychedelic and raga rock band Kula Shaker. The band rose to fame in the 1990s with hits like Tatfa and Hush. Through Crispian, Hayley Mills became connected to a younger generation of British pop culture and artistic expression. This extended her legacy into the world of alternative rock. Despite this shared family success, the marriage between Hayley and Roy Bolting eventually fell apart. The couple divorced in 1977 after 6 years of marriage. The reasons for their separation have often been guessed at, but likely included the stresses of the age gap, different life stages, and the changing dynamics of Mills's evolving career. Following her divorce, Mills continued to explore her personal life. She entered a long-term relationship with actor Lee Lawson, a prominent figure in British theatre and television. During their time together, Mills gave birth to her second son, Jason Lawson, in July 1976. This marked a significant period in Mills's life as she balanced being a mom with a revitalized acting career. She did all this while maintaining a relatively low-profile home life. Her relationship with Lawson, though not made official through marriage, was marked by deep companionship and creative collaboration. Both were involved in the dramatic arts. However, like her first serious relationship, this too eventually ended. Mills and Lawson peacefully separated in the early 1980s. Both continued to maintain careers in the entertainment industry. Lawson later married British supermodel Twiggy, while Mills focused more and more on her own pursuits, both professional and personal. In the decades that followed, Hayley Mills remained active in theater, film, and television. In 1997, a new chapter in her romantic life began when she met actor and writer Therdis Bomji. Their meeting took place under theatrical circumstances while touring together in a stage production of The King and I. In this play, Mills played the iconic role of Anna Leonowin's opposite Bamji's portrayal of the king. Despite the 20-year age difference, this time Mills being the older partner, a lasting relationship blossomed between them. Bamji, known for his work in theater and literature and of Indian descent, brought a fresh and dynamic energy into Mills's life. The two shared a mutual love of storytelling, performance, and cultural exploration, which deepened their bond. Since 1997, they have maintained a strong and supportive partnership. They have largely avoided the glare of the media and opted for a more private and artistically fulfilling life. As of 2023, their relationship remains intact. It represents one of the most stable and long-lasting unions in Mills's life. Partnership is often cited as proof of the lasting nature of love and companionship regardless of age or background. To those who fondly remember the golden charm of The Parent Trap and its heartwarming depiction of a reunited family, it may come as a shock to hear this. Behind the scenes, the dynamic between its stars was anything but perfect. For Hayley Mills, who was already an international sensation by the age of 14. Working with Brian Keith on the set of the 1961 Disney film would become one of the most emotionally charged and upsetting experiences of her career. While audiences fell in love with Keith's rugged charisma and fatherly warmth on screen, Mills found herself dealing with a co-star she would come to regard with deep personal hate. In her own words, she claimed she truly hated him more than anyone. This statement echoed, with years of built-up frustration and emotional wounds that had never fully healed. The hate between Hayley Mills and Brian Keith reportedly began almost immediately upon meeting. Mills was a classically trained young actress from a respected theatrical family. She valued precision, patience, and professionalism. Keith, on the other hand, was known for his rough manner, sarcastic humor, impatience. He had no patience for what he thought were childish sensitivities. While he had a deep well of talent and experience, he had little tolerance for what he viewed as spoiled child actors. From the start, he made little effort to hide his condescension toward Hayley. He often referred to her as the Golden Goose, cutting remark aimed at her status as Walt Disney's favorite starlet of the moment. To the public, they were a charming father-daughter duo on screen. Behind the camera, however, their interactions were cold, clipped, and full of tension. Keith frequently interrupted Mills during table reads. He rolled his eyes when she asked for line clarification. He occasionally put her down in front of crew members, allegedly mocking her British accent and mannerisms as highfalutin nonsense. These small aggressions, seemingly small to an outside observer, began to build inside the young actress like emotional shrapnel. Worse still, Mills was going through an intense period of change in her own life. She was teetering between childhood and adulthood, struggling to find her voice in a male-dominated industry. This industry rarely allowed space for adolescent vulnerability. Keith, instead of offering guidance or mentorship, seemed to represent everything about Hollywood that disgusted her. She reportedly told a close friend years later that she felt, "Brian took every opportunity to knock me down a peg. It felt like he hated the idea of me being successful while still a child." There were rumors of one particular incident on set. It was never confirmed, but frequently whispered about. In this incident, Keith allegedly exploded in anger when Mills messed up a line during a high-pressure scene. He slammed a chair to the floor, stormed off the set, and later blamed her for ruining the rhythm of the shoot. That moment, according to legend, marked a permanent break in their already strained working relationship, though the production moved forward. A silent war simmered beneath their carefully composed performances, despite the sunny, carefree image Disney carefully crafted around The Parent Trap. Hayley Mills would later describe the experience as emotionally exhausting. It was far from the joyful escape it appeared to be. While she kept her professionalism throughout the film's production and even during its promotional tour, the emotional toll was significant. In interviews years later, when asked about her experience working with Brian Keith, her face would stiffen slightly. Her voice would lower to a cool tone. She never launched into an angry speech, but her choice of words, measured, bitter, restrained, revealed volumes. "He was difficult," she once said. "He made it very clear I wasn't welcome." In his space, the wounds left by her time with Keith lingered long after filming ended. Even as she matured and grew into more adult roles, Mills carried with her the emotional scars of being put down by a powerful male figure at such an important age. While she eventually found peace in her personal life and rediscovered her love of acting, there remained one name. She could never say it without a chill. Brian Keith. To her, he was not just a difficult colleague. He was a symbol of everything she hated about the industry: the arrogance, bullying, the cold dismissal of youth, and sensitivity. In private letters, one letter found years after her autobiography was released, Mills wrote simply, "He was the one person in this industry I truly could not forgive. It's not for what he did, but for how small he made me feel." In that confession lies the root of her deepest complaint. Brian Keith wasn't just someone she disliked. He was, in her view, the man who made her question her worth at the height of her stardom, and that was something she never forgot.